What is up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be making some pork ribs. I got these from Kroger and I'm going to season them and cook them today. So I just want to bring y'all along and let's see how I make these pork ribs. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So we have another episode of Down South Bowl, basically me cooking, and I haven't posted a Down South Bowl video in a little second, and I actually haven't filmed one in forever. But for this one, I wanted to basically make some pork ribs I got from Kroger, and then we're gonna make some like roasted potatoes in the oven. So yeah, there are like certain days of the week where I feel like it's easier for me to cook. This is a Sunday. Like, I prefer to cook on Sunday. That way we have a meal for Sunday, and then like usually for Monday or Tuesday, depending on how much I make. But sometimes I will like prep some stuff in advance and then like basically just make the meal later on. So like right now I'm like basically prepping everything. So I love using bell peppers in almost like literally if I could put bell peppers in something, I'm gonna put bell peppers in something. I feel like that's me with like bell peppers, onion, and like garlic. Like I will put them in literally fucking anything. Like whenever I cook chicken, like if I'm like cooking like certain vegetables and stuff, like I would just put it in whatever, because might as fucking well, you know, add some type of produce into some shit. You feel me? Anyways, but yeah, as you can see, like this green bell pepper, she needs to be used. So like sometimes like I'll buy enough stuff, so technically we'll have sometimes groceries enough for like 2 weeks. It just depends on like how much I get. But I like to usually, like if I'm getting a bulk of like produce and stuff, I like to usually like basically prep everything. So like wash it and then like either put some in the fridge so I can cook it like within a day or two or like that week, or I'll put like the extras in the like freezer. But this was not one of them days. But anyways, I cut up a green bell pepper, 2 green bell peppers, and then the red bell pepper, and then I'm cutting up this onion. Like I said, I will put this in literally anything. I just feel like they're the trio. Like if I only had like 3 like, you know, produce items I could use for the rest of my life, that would probably be it. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I'm gonna make them like strips, because like since I'm doing like pork ribs, they don't need to be like small, and I don't be feeling like cutting them up that small unless I need to. I'm not cutting them up that small. I'm just be for real. But anyways, I'm basically gonna do sweet potatoes and some red potatoes. So basically I'm just like cutting off the pieces, or like basically peeling off the pieces that look crazy, and I'm going to go ahead and just chop them up. Like I don't want them to be too small, because I feel like if they're too small when you cook them in the oven, like they're gonna burn too fast. But I want them to be like bulky to where it's gonna take forever to like cook them. But yeah, usually I'll either do like one or the other, but sometimes I like to mix them up. It just depends like what season, because I haven't had sweet potatoes in forever. But I'll probably get some sometime soon. Like I need to get back to like actually like locking in when it comes to like my health and stuff. I feel like I've been doing better in general, but I need to like really like get into my shit for real, because I'm trying to get off of any medicine I like have to take this year, because you know I have migraines. Love that. I've had them for a couple years now, and then I also am diabetic, so you know, love that for me. But anyways, like my blood sugar is so much better, and I feel like my body also does not like fast food. Like I'll get fast food every now and then, and like half the time I end up regretting it, because I'm like, yeah, my body was like, we're not eating this shit ever again. Like please cook me some real food. Like, and I hate it because like there's so much like processed food. And I know I was like reading an article earlier, it was just talking about how like so many of like the main companies like that like produce our food and stuff, like they've been adding like stuff that's like purposely getting us addicted, or like, you know, things like they literally had people that were working in the nicotine industry and basically moved them to like food, and like basically telling them to, you know, make things like, you know, so we're relying on them. And I just like, it just makes so much sense. So when you really think about the health issues that I feel like have been like really like popping in the last couple of years, not even the last couple of years, but like the last like 2 decades, like, because I remember how fast food tasted like growing up versus how some of this stuff tastes now. Like it does not taste right. Like, and that's why I don't like, I know I get cravings for certain things, but like I can't do it how I used to, because like baby, that shit be like I literally be feeling nauseous sometimes. But anyways, like I told y'all, I was gonna like go ahead basically prep stuff, so I'm not cooking it right now in this moment. So since I'm not cooking them right now in this moment, I'm just gonna go ahead and put the potatoes in some water with a little bit of salt, and I'm just putting it in a container that I can like put a lid on, and I put it in the fridge until like, I was ready to actually cook or whatever. And then those bell peppers and onions, I'm putting them in a Ziploc bag, because I'm going to season those pork ribs and put them in there. Sometimes I marinate my meat. I don't always marinate my meat. It really just depends on what I'm cooking, and like if I even have anything I wouldn't necessarily like marinate with. Like I had dill seasoning But I had put the Worcestershire, I think that's how you say it, yeah, the Worcestershire sauce first, and then I did a little bit of liquid smoke, and then I'm adding that dill seasoning. I try not to add that much dills because, you know, that shit is really like, if you put too much, that shit is salty as motherfucker. So I was trying to be cautious because I ain't trying to like have no like high blood pressure. Like, I already got too much shit going on. I ain't got time for this shit. And I just put a bunch of like minced garlic in there. I be adding hella garlic to everything. I just love it. But I went ahead and put some olive oil. You can use whatever oil, and I just put that on top. And then I'm doing some garlic powder, and I'm doing the Cavender seasoning. What I hate is like there are certain stores that do not have Cavenders, and I hate whenever I run out and I'll be having to search for it and I can't find it. And then I'm taking some onion powder. These are probably like, whenever it comes to meat, those are probably the main ones I use. And then I'm adding some paprika because I love adding paprika to everything, and I haven't had paprika in a little second, and it makes me sad when I cook certain things, so I'm not gonna lie. But whenever I cook like steak or like ribs and certain things, I like to add this steak seasoning, so that's what I put on there. And then I'm adding some salt. I'm not gonna add too much just because we are literally like marinating it in dills, and I don't want it to be too salty. And I'm adding some like olive oil more on top, and I'm just patting the seasoning in and just flipping it to the back so I can season the back. And I'm gonna like lightly season the sides because I don't need to do too much, but I did want them to have a little bit something on there. But yeah, like I just was sitting here like, when it comes to like me making food, like, do I be following recipes? 9 out of 10 no, unless I'm trying to figure out how to cook something, and I'm putting the same seasoning on the bag, mind you. But yeah, only reason why I'm looking at recipes if I literally cannot figure out how to cook something, or I'm trying to like get ideas for something. But 9 out of 10 I'm at this point where I make things and I kind of just like use the same flavors or like the same techniques to cook certain things. I feel like these would have been good if I had the time to do it. If I would have like seared these like on the skillet on the stove and then put them in the oven, I feel like that shit would have ate. I'm not gonna lie to you, because that's what I usually do for like my actual steaks. So maybe when I get these, if I get these again, I'll like try to get, I don't eat that much pork. Like, I mean, I eat bacon like a lot, but that's really it. And usually, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm eating like chicken. Like, I eat beef like here and there, but I don't eat too much pork. Like, I'll have like a pork like meat like this like every couple of months, I won't lie to you. But yeah, I usually eat that chicken. Like, I get the boneless, skinless chicken. Sometimes I'll get the bone in if I'm gonna do like barbecue chicken or something like that. And then I'll get ground turkey a lot. And yeah, that's usually like my main like proteins. I can't even hold you. And then I can do like with the ground turkey, I can do like, I did Salisbury steak the other day. I can do meatballs. I could do a meatloaf. Like, it really just depends on what I'm feeling. Like, what I feel like when it comes to like me trying to figure out meals, it's like, what have I not had lately? Or if I'm like in one of the moods where I just want the same thing consistently, I've been making these like mashed potatoes, and like I'll like put them in the oven with like bacon bits and like cheddar, like cheese, whatever. Like, that shit has been hitting. But I like to switch shit out every now and then. Like, and right now, vegetable wise, I've been loving cabbage. I did broccoli for this video, just microwave it. And I mean, just microwave it because that's 10 times easier. Like, I prefer to just get the frozen broccoli over like fresh broccoli, because you have to clean that bitch really well. I know, because there was a point in time where like broccoli was like the main vegetable I could eat, because I was on a lovely HCG diet. And if you don't know what it is, you know, you should look it up. And I was literally in high school when I was on that diet, literally having to do shots every morning. Like, my mom had to literally give me shots every morning, and I had to go get a B12 shot. Yeah, I think it was a B12 shot. I had to go get some type of shot every damn week. Like, I was literally, I couldn't eat so much stuff. Like, my calorie intake was crazy low. I could not work out because it was like you literally could not do it with the amount of food and stuff that you're eating. And it was just crazy, honestly. Truthfully, it's so crazy, like all the different diets and stuff I've been on, which I know that also like that contributes to like me and my eating habits now, because I would say that I have an eating disorder. Like, it's not like, you know, it hasn't been official by a doctor, but like I know my eating habits, and I know like when I get stressed out, I don't eat. Like, I just know how my body like is when it comes to food and stuff. So like, that's why I've been really trying to have a better relationship with food and like actually making myself eat, because like, you know, when I don't eat, like I get migraines really bad. Like, but when I'm stressed out, and like work is stressful as fuck, like I'll just be free, work is stressful. So it's like, when I'm stressed out like that, like sometimes I will not eat because I don't like, I'm just like surviving at that point. And like, I only would eat like when I'm literally like feeling my stomach rumble, like I'm that hungry. But I've been doing a lot better like the last couple of weeks, but that's just something like I have to deal with. And like, you know, when it comes to like, I don't want to be on a particular diet right now. I'm just trying to eat as healthy as possible. Like, with with the crazy prices of groceries, I'm trying to just do the best that I can. Like, I do, like I said, I have certain things in moderation, but I'm trying to not make processed foods or like fast foods and stuff like the main source of my meals. That's why I've been trying to be a lot more intentional with like the foods and stuff I cook, and like really trying to get back to cooking, because there are times when like I really don't cook just because like I be like stressed. I literally be like just either not eating, or I'm like eating like the most basic shit, or I'm literally eating like frozen meals. It just depends on like mentally and physically like what I have the energy for, which sucks because I feel like there's a lot of people nowadays like we want to be like we want to eat certain things, but like the energy to cook and like prep and actually do certain things, like you really have to invest in yourself if you want to like be in a like better position and stuff. Like you have to take the time out to do it, and it's a lot, but I feel like it's something that's just something I have to do because I know where I want to be with my health in the next couple of years, and I'm trying to like be as healthy as possible because baby, I'm trying to get off this medicine like I said, and just like not like build up issues that I know if I don't solve them now, if I keep doing it for like the next 10-15 years, I'm going to definitely be in trouble when I'm like, you know, my parents' age. And that's something like I feel like we have to be so much mindful, especially as Black people, because like just certain foods that like, you know, our ancestors like, you know, they were used to cooking and stuff, and some of the stuff just wasn't the healthiest, and like it's something you can have in moderation, but certain things like we have to just be mindful of, because the foods that, you know, certain people will only let us eat, like giving us scraps or getting us certain parts of like, you know, meat and stuff. But I feel like we've done a great job with like, you know, just coming up with stuff and doing the best with what we had. But I just pray that like everybody just, you know, their health just improves this year, because I feel like there's so many Black people I know who are literally either getting really, really sick or they're dying like for health reasons, and it's just devastating. I'm being for real, like, because I feel like health in our like, you know, community isn't taken seriously, and especially not taken in consideration with like, you know, health professionals. But I'm praying that shit gets better. But anyways, I just want to say I love y'all so freaking much. I appreciate all of the support, and if y'all have any video suggestions or anything, please let me know, and I will talk to you later. Bye.